So let's get started. It's 6:05, so I think we'll get started for tonight. I'm Jarrett Ransom, also known as the Nonprofit Nerd, and I'm really honored to serve tonight, serve my community, serve next to Ynpn Phoenix, and all of you amazing leaders that are joining us, not only from the Valley, the Phoenix area, but truly around the globe. And I just want to say welcome. Tonight's going to be a lot of fun. Again, we're very casual, so get comfortable, be yourself. If there's anything that I've learned from Ynpn Phoenix is that they truly embrace who you are. And that's definitely one of the reasons that I said yes for tonight. So I have a couple of scripts in front of me, and I just want to make sure that I'm mindful of that as we talk about tonight and what you are going to really get into for this evening's event. It's going to be a lot of fun. So definitely want to tell you a little bit about myself. Thanks to Ynpn Phoenix for asking me to serve in this role. You can see a little bit about me, who I am, what I do. And here's a fun fact that's not on there. I have a 10-year-old son, and one of my goals with him is to take him to all of the U.S. national parks. So we do a lot of camping. I have a 1971 vintage camper trailer, and man, she's a lot of fun, right? I call her Little Miss Astor. She's even on the gram as Little Miss Astor. You can find her there. And we really enjoy nature. We enjoy getting out and exploring Arizona as well as beyond. So there's so much to do there. Tonight's going to be really fun. And, you know, I really wanted to share with all of you 2020, no doubt, right, has really brought us a lot of change. It's brought us a lot of uncertainty. It's brought us heartache and so much more. But I'm a strong believer that there's always a silver lining to find. So I'd like to challenge you, if you're willing, if you dare to share, use that chat box tonight, even now as I'm talking a little bit about me, the community, and what I've seen since the middle of March. And let us know what your silver lining has been in these last 6 months. And, you know, I really just go back to the quote of Fred Rogers, you know, look for the helpers. And there's been a lot of helpers that have certainly shown up across the nation, you know, to help, to collaborate, to be there for others. And the Ynpn Phoenix group is definitely filled with helpers. So as I said already, I'm really honored to serve as tonight's MC. Ynpn Phoenix is truly up to some big things. They're bold, they're unapologetic, and they stand up for their beliefs. So to be of service tonight in this community with all of you is truly what lights me up. My undergrad is in mass communication and theater. So to be in lights and to be unscripted, although I have some bullet points to go through, let's be honest there, is really my comfort zone. It's my jam, and it's what I love to do. So most of you may already know me as the Nonprofit Nerd. I see so many amazing names that are very familiar to me. I see a lot of amazing familiar faces. Would love so much to hug you, to say hello in person, but of course this year has been crazy. And some of you may even have your own glasses of mine, right? Or you may have received a sticker from me if you registered early. So I do call myself the Nonprofit Nerd, and I can nerd out over the nonprofit sector for just about, you know, and I always say until you're blue in the face, because I never get blue in the face. This is a sector, a subject, a conversation that I just love having. But here's what you may not know. So COVID in the last few months have really rocked my world too. It's rocked so many of our worlds. We've all been touched by this pandemic. Overnight, I lost about 80% of my clients. Overnight, I became a homeschool teacher. And I continue today to worry about my aging parents as they live across the country. I grew up in South Carolina, went to school out there, and I moved here to Phoenix, now live in Tempe, in 2001. So I definitely call Phoenix home. But you know, with all of this going on, it really makes you, or it made me, do a lot of personal reflection. But there's been one thing I have been doing consistently since the middle of March. And I will say that some days it's been a true labor of love but every day it has gotten me out of bed on those days that I didn't want to get out of bed. It forced me to take a shower, and as we say in the South, put on our makeup, right? Put on your face. So I've been serving as a co-host of the nonprofit show, and that is produced from the American Nonprofit Academy. And I would like to invite all of you to join me any weekday that you're available, as well as watching the recording of that. So it's called the Nonprofit Show. It's a live national webcast, the only of its kind, and we have brought in expert leaders across the nation. Now, middle of March happened, and the co-host that invited me to join her, she said, look, let's just do it for 2 weeks. Let's see what happens. Let's see what comes about, and let's just be of service to our community. And truly serving as a co-host of the nonprofit show has been more rewarding for me than I ever thought it would. Yes, I mentioned it was a labor of love, and it still is on some days that I want to pull the cover over my head. And we've had, I think, many of those days, right? Not only the pandemic, social unrest, and then dare we even mention the elections. So there's been a lot of times, just like you, that I haven't wanted to show up. But these nonprofit experts and leaders have come together to share best practices, tips, techniques, what's working, what is the landscape looking like as we continue to shift and shape, re-engineer, and reimagine. So through the pandemic, through the social unrest, and through the elections, again, there are helpers. And many of you have already shared your silver lining in the chat box. Thank you so much for that. I see that we have a little new niece, someone else had another baby, or maybe the first baby, but you had a child. Shout out to Jennifer G. So there's just been so many amazing things. And I shared with you about my goal with my 10-year-old son. You know, he sits beside me as we watch the news, and he reminds me all the time, he nudges me, right? And he's like, look for the helpers, Mom. So collaboration has shown up, and ingenuity through the roof has also shown up. The other thing I've noticed is altruistic giving, right? People are still giving. People are still coming together to connect and to collaborate and to serve their community. And so some of the most altruistic giving I've seen happen in the last 9 months. I've been working with my clients. I have several across the nation. My home base is right here in Arizona. And many of my clients, as well as myself, because I'm serving as an interim CEO, that's one of my service lines, are facing and tackling many of the same challenges that most of you are facing today. Questions like, how do we get basic needs to our neighbors? How do we feed the homeless? And do we have enough shelter for those people looking to exit an abusive relationship? Even questions like, will we make payroll? Right? I know I'm not alone in this because I have heard these same conversations time and time again. But every client of mine, either an executive coaching client or a strategic client, a strategic planning client, I should say, are really facing all of these similar challenges. So I'd mentioned in my earlier networking time that, you know, I'm reading 2 books right now, and I'm going to share them with you. So one book I'm reading, shout out to Stephen Shattuck with Bloomerang, is Robots Make Bad Fundraisers. And this really proves the point that a return on relationship matters just as much as return on investment. So those relationships pay a huge toll and dividends. The other quote I want to share with you, and I had to write it down because I really didn't want to botch it up, but I'm also reading Brene Brown's book, Rising Strong. And the quote I want to share with you is really about the man in the arena speech. So for those of you that may be familiar with Brene Brown and familiar in particular with the man in the arena, I want to read you this quote. I want to be in the arena. I want to be brave with my life. And when we make the choice to dare greatly, we sign up to get our asses kicked. We can choose courage or we can choose comfort, but we can't have both, not at the same time. So again, that's by Brene Brown. And if you've checked out any of her books, I think you will echo sentiments of mine that she's amazing. So back to some of the most successful nonprofits and the nonprofit leaders truly enduring this great ride of 2020 are those that show up. You throw away the playbook, you're focused on innovation, and you're being creative. So tonight, the reason that you're all here truly is to hear from these 6 brave and courageous leaders. They are in the arena. But first, I want you to help me welcome Chris Priebe. Chris is the CEO of Cultivate Coffee. Chris is also last year's L.I.N.K winner. So Chris, welcome. If you would, tell us a little bit about what life has been like for you as the CEO and winner of Cultivate Coffee from last year's L.I.N.K event.
Yeah, thank you so much, Jarrett. First, let me start with the obligatory Zoom presenters question. Can you all hear me?
Yes.
Okay, good. Making sure. Shout out to Kimberly Rowland. I just saw your comment on there. It's cool to see you and lots of other people on here who I know and love. And my name is Chris Priebe. I am one of the founders, CEO, and also the head roaster for Cultivate Coffee. And that's where I'm at right now in this space in Cultivate Coffee, which is on 7th Avenue in Dunlap in Sunny Slope, which if you aren't familiar with Sunny Slope, it's this wonderfully diverse, unique community in the heart of Central Phoenix. I also, as Jarrett said, was incredibly privileged and honored to be one of the 6 presenters for last year's Ynpn L.I.N.K event. And I got to share that stage with 5 incredible people, some amazing young nonprofit professionals who are doing some wonderful things in our city and in our communities. And it was just such a privilege and a joy for me to be a part of that. I had such a fantastic time. So I'm really honored to share in this event with you all this year. And a lot has happened in this last year since I shared that stage with those 5 other amazing humans. One of those things being that picture you saw, I don't have quite as much hair anymore as I did in that picture. But honestly, who hasn't lost a little hair and a little sleep in 2020, right? So, but in light of what Jarrett was saying, those silver linings, I would love to share with you some of the positive things that have happened this year, because a lot of those have happened as well, specifically with our organization since last year's L.I.N.K event. One of those being where I'm at right now. I don't have the cool Ynpn background because I wanted to give you a little tour of our space here, which didn't exist in physicality when I presented last year. It only existed in mine and a few other people's minds. So the fact that I get to sit here right now is pretty cool. It's pretty amazing. At the time, we had started a nonprofit coffee company, and I was roasting coffee underneath a stairwell of a co-working space. And we were renting out one of the classrooms there to do some job and life skills training with some youth that we were mentoring. And so we started this nonprofit coffee company just as a means of providing an opportunity to give some paid internship work hours to vulnerable youth. Specifically 3 categories we work with: those who are refugee teens, those who are about to age out of the foster care system, and then also just youth here in the Sunny Slope community who might be at risk of homelessness or dropping out of school or different things like that. And so we would pay them to package our coffee and to ship it for us. So we'd share a meal with them. And then we would do some general job and life skills training for as long as we could keep their attention. And we would try to plug them into some other long lasting jobs and get them out there in the community. And I came and I did that event and spoke at last year's event. And we had these wild dreams of having a space in the community where people could come and gather and enjoy coffee together, and we could actually employ some of these young people on a bigger scale. Our mission is to cultivate or to bring out the potential, the flourishing of the product, the place, and the people that we work with. And so for us, the product being coffee, we really have a deep love and care for the coffee that we roast and that we brew. And we only work with select farms, and we only work with specialty coffee. That's really important to us. But perhaps even more important is cultivating the place, Sunny Slope for us, and Phoenix on a greater scale, and also the people. So for us, the people means our near neighbors and our far neighbors. So we start by working with farms that are ethically sourcing their coffee. We want to make sure we're paying all of our farmers a fair wage. But here locally, we want to care for the people in our community. And like I said, that primarily happens through the job and life skills training of the youth that we work with. And so without further ado, I want to just show you around a little bit here. And I'm going to put my mask on because we are open for actual business hours right now. And just like any restaurant you would go into, you can have your mask off when you're seated, drinking or eating. But since I'm about to get up, I'm going to mask up and be safe here. So this is our spot. Phoenix New Time, shout out to them. They did a little write-up on us. You can't see it, but the iconic Sunny Slope Mountain is just right outside the window there. It's just dark now. And then we have limited seating inside at the moment, but you can come in, play some chess. There's a couple of our wonderful employees back there and our roaster. And we have our coffee bar with the Sunny Slope aerial shot there printed on our wall. We also have back here, you can't really see it, but we have a podcast room and a couple office spaces as well. None of this existed last year when I stood on that stage with 5 other people and shared about what we were going to do. And then there's still a lot more we want with it. And I would love to say right now, like this is the moment where I say that winning the prize, you know, the audience who was there, who voted, is like what turned everything around for us. And I'm not going to lie to you and say that $500 made all the difference. This year, we have 6 wonderful presenters who are, you're going to be voting for who wins $1,000. And that's incredible. And I no doubt that $500 was incredible for us, and it did help. But the real value that we found in being a part of Ynpn, being a part of the L.I.N.K event last year, the real value that we found in that was community. And so the whole reason that we even exist right now, you know, we didn't have the capital that most people need to open up a business like this, but we had community, we had relationships, we had the helpers that Jared was speaking about. So the Sunny Slope community has been a tremendous blessing to us, but also being a part of Ynpn, meeting other people who are doing amazing things in our city. The contacts that I made, the friendships that developed through, I saw Tanner's on here, I saw Nick Jensen, so good to see you on here. He's been in the shop a number of times. Adrian, you guys, just the friendships that have been formed through that, and the encouragement of continuing on and knowing that there's so many other people like yourselves and like the 6 people you hear from tonight who are doing so many more amazing things in our community. That has been an incredible value that I can't even place a figure on. And so I'm excited that we're here. I'm excited that you get to hear from 6 other amazing presenters tonight. And you now have this opportunity to be those helpers for them. And you have an opportunity to be this community coming around them. And so you have this amazing privilege to vote for who's going to win that $1,000. And that's going to make a difference. But more importantly, no matter who you vote for, all 6 of these people, I've looked them all up, and I also got to see some of their presentations. They're all amazing, and they're all doing amazing work. And so you have an opportunity to just come alongside them as a helper, even after your vote. If I can real quick just use an analogy from 2020 that was maybe didn't hold a whole lot of happy moments and memories for all of us, but it was a presidential election year, and many of us used our civic duty or civic right to go out and vote, and that's a good thing. But many of us also know that the work doesn't stop there, right? And so using your vote is important, but then the work you do after that in your community day to day, that's your true civic duty. Your true civic engagement is how are you being involved in your community? And so I want to apply that to this L.I.N.K event for 2020. Your vote's going to make a difference for somebody tonight, and it's super important, super valuable. But even more than that, how will you come alongside them and encourage them and help to cultivate a better community and a better Phoenix for all of us? So that's all I've got for you guys tonight. Thank you so much for letting me be here. I'm incredibly just enthusiastic and excited to hear these 6 wonderful presenters. Tanner, thanks for the shout out on that cultivate. I try to drop that word in there as many times as I can in a presentation. Some people have turned it into a drinking game, that every time I say cultivate, just drink a little cold brew. I'm talking cold brew, you guys. So thank you so much. I'm going to turn it back over to Jarrett, and you guys have a wonderful.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Chris. And thanks for that tour. That was so great to see. And congratulations. You got a lot of emoji there, some snaps, some claps, and all good stuff. So keep cultivating. You definitely shine in our community, and want to say thank you. So you just heard from Chris. Absolutely. Tonight's winner will receive $1,000. So this is an additional $500 from previous years. And for me to follow my notes real quick. So what does L.I.N.K stand for? You might be asking yourself, like, L.I.N.K, great. We're linking up, we're collaborating, we're coming together, even in this virtual environment. But L.I.N.K stands for Learn, Inspire, Network, and Know. And these 6 Valley leaders that we will hear from shortly are definitely inspiring so many of us. They are networking, and they are individuals, leaders that you are certainly going to want to know. Before we get into this, I definitely want to share with you, keep an eye on the chat. So when you registered, everyone has been automatically entered into a raffle. So those winners will come up on the chat box. Your name will be listed there. Someone else is handling that. So just keep an eye on that chat box, even all throughout the night. We will have about a 15-minute break, depending on how we're doing with our timing. So you'll have time to go to the bathroom. You'll have time to refill your coffee, your cold brew, whatever that might be. And also wanted to encourage all of you to share from tonight's live event. So you can tag Ynpn Phoenix at Ynpn Phoenix, and that is spelled out PHOENIX. And then also, we encourage you to use the hashtag for tonight that you see on the screen in front of you, hashtag L.I.N.K 2020. So let's blow it up. Let's share it all across the internet. Let's get some hype and everything going. Chris mentioned all that has helped him and really cultivate where he is in the community. And let's do that to help all of us tonight. So Chris, again, thank you for all of that. So you're about to see these 6 presenters, and what the lineup will look like is we will go through 3 first, and then we'll take a break, and then we'll go through the remaining 3 before we ask you to vote. So you can't vote until you've heard from all 6 Valley leaders and presenters. But I do want to announce or recognize really that these were filmed in the beginning of the month by at Block Photo Studio. Thank you. Huge shout out to Tanner Swanson. Tanner's on the board of Ynpn, and he filmed and edited these pitch videos. Also want to say thank you so much to Jessica Simpson, and her professional, sorry, I swear this is only T, photography. But Jessica is not new to L.I.N.K. She was involved in the previous years. Also want to give a shout out to Ashley Bright. Ashley, I see you're on here today. So want to say thanks so much to you for all the training that you provided to these incredible speakers that we will hear from this evening. So again, we'll watch the first 3 pitches, and then we'll take a short break. But I also want to make note that if we have any technical issues, it is by no fault of the presenters. So all tech issues are being handled by Ynpn. All of these are very flawless videos, both the video as well as the audio. So if we have any glitches tonight, please don't let that interrupt your vote for any of these amazing 6 presenters. We have backup help behind the scenes. We're all coming in virtually from our own home studios or wherever we might be tuning in from today. And even our backup help has backup help. So just stay with us, bear with us. It is 2020, and we will get through it together. So I want to announce our first presenter, and you'll see him on the screen here. Max is joining us tonight, and his video is stunning, just as they all are. But Max Bartolomaya, I knew I would butcher your name, so I will just call you Max. Max is the volunteer coordinator at St. Joseph the Worker, and we'll watch his video now.
My name's Max, and I'm here to get this job done, son. If you have a job, your morning probably looks a little something like this. You wake up, get ready, and go to work. But now imagine getting sick and having an unpaid medical bill you need to pay. Unfortunately, like 78% of Americans, you're probably living paycheck to paycheck. So those medical payments have affected your ability to pay your water bill. Next month, your water will be shut off. So what will your day look like then? Without running water, you won't be able to afford a shower, and you'll have to wear dirty clothes. After having to go to the office a few times, your colleagues will start to notice your new hygiene habits and associate you with your matted hair, stained clothes, and your overwhelming stench. Soon, you won't be able to afford any of your bills, and you'll become homeless. So what will your day look like then? You'll wake up, sleep, and repeat. Luckily for you, this situation is purely hypothetical, but for tens of thousands of Arizonans, homelessness is a real issue, and it's expected to increase by up to 40% by the end of the year. In just a few months, there will be more people who are homeless than they have been since the Great Recession. My name is Max, and I work for St. Joseph the Worker, a charitable organization dedicated to combating this problem heads on by helping people who have been victims of circumstance find quality employment and obtain the resources they need to do so. We do this by providing job seekers with computers, phones, resumes, clothing, tools, and interview skills. Last year, we helped almost 2,500 people gain quality employment despite the economic effects of the coronavirus. This might sound like a small number, but those people made a total of $68 million last year, and their income has since been invested back into the Arizona's economy. Because like you, our clients get taxed and spend their incomes to fund schools, roads, parks, and local businesses. When you're voting tonight, I really want you to think about where your money will be going. I can't speak for the rest of the great people talking today, but I can say that a vote for St. Joseph the Worker tonight will go past our clients. A vote for St. Joseph the Worker is a vote for Arizona's workforce, it's a vote for our state's GDP, and most importantly, it's a vote benefiting everyone in our quickly expanding community.
Wow, thank you so much, Max. That was phenomenal. Yeah, give me some claps, some snaps, some shout outs. I use the chat box for that as well. Let's definitely give Max a round of applause because, man, that takes a lot of courage, and it definitely shows all the great work there in the video. So good job, Max. So that's our first presenter. That gives you a little taste of what we have in for the night. And so our second presenter will be coming up. And Angel Cancino will be joining us. And Angel is the founder of Higher Self-Friendly. And for those of you that may have had the great privilege of meeting Angel, he is an amazing human being. He's extremely inspiring, and I cannot wait for you to watch his video. So let's get that tuned in now, and let's watch our second presenter.
My name is Angel. Creation is ready to serve you if you would just be you. I want you to take 5 seconds right now and think of 3 people that you really love. Ready? Go. Okay, now let me ask you this. Was one of those people yourself? we can always learn more about self-love. I would like to share my own journey with self-love, healing, and inner growth with you. Growing up in a conservative town and being part of the LGBTQ+ community, I have experienced rejection, been misunderstood, and discriminated against. Through my teens and 20s, these circumstances contributed to developing some mental health issues, including periods of depression and some levels of stress and anxiety. But my story is only one of many. 10 million adults in the United States report an unmet need for mental health care, and research shows that the LGBTQ+ community experiences higher risks for mental health issues. I believe that when we befriend our higher selves, we grow in wholeness and in wellness. My name is Ángel Cancino. I am a certified Kundalini yoga and meditation instructor and the founder of Higher Self Friendly. The mission of Higher Self Friendly is to create inclusive and safe spaces for LGBTQ+ people and others exploring your connection within. Through mind, body, and self-development practices that foster healing and inner growth, we offer a holistic approach to physical, mental, and emotional well-being. In this way, we help people live more fully for themselves and for others. When I started practicing mindfulness, yoga, and meditation, I began my own journey within. And wanting to share this beautiful self-exploration journey with others is the reason why I started Higher Self Friendly. We began this year, especially to help those suffering with depression and anxiety after COVID-19. Our program participants have told us that they feel more calm and less stressed, they are more present, and they have more clarity, and they have a greater sense of self-acceptance and self-awareness. Today, I want to ask you for your support. Your vote and the $1,000 from this competition will allow us to give out scholarships for young adults like yourselves who need our programs the most. We all have a higher self. Welcome to Higher Self Friendly. Come and explore your connection within. Thank you.
Wow, thank you so much. Let's give a round of applause to Ángel Cancino. Yes, do it virtually. Adrian, I love it. The hearts, the claps, the snaps. Let him know how great he did in the chat box as well. When I first watched his video and he asked that question in the very beginning, I saw so many of the same remarks come up in the chat box that was like, wow, that was powerful. So thank you so much, Ángel, for showing up, being transparent, being yourself, authentic badass that you are, and being in that arena. So kudos to you. Our third presenter of the evening, I'm telling you, this is not going to be easy. You've heard from two of our presenters so far. You're about to hear our third. We will be halfway through. So Stephanie Larson is tonight's third pitch presenter. And Stephanie serves as the volunteer adoption counselor with Lost Our Home Pet Rescue. So I think we've got our third presenter's video queued up. Let's listen to see what Stephanie has to share with us.
My name's Stephanie, and I think dogs are awesome. So, I'm a dog person, and I wanted to share a fun fact. Did you know all dogs are actually considered puppies regardless of their age? There's scientific backing in that, probably. Anyways, I'm here today to talk about pets. 68% of Americans have a fur baby, and for many pet owners, you've probably adopted through an animal rescue. Now, the traditional animal adoption process is a reactive solution to a real problem, homeless pets. One local animal rescue is taking a proactive approach to the problem of homeless pets, and I'm honored to share a little bit about the life-saving efforts of Lost Our Home Pet Rescue. My name is Stephanie Larson, and I'm a volunteer with Lost Our Home. Most people surrender an animal when they think there's no other options to care for their pet. They're in a crisis situation and have to make an impossible decision regarding their fur baby. Now, surrendering an animal can be the responsible choice if you can no longer care for them. But what if you had access to an organization that helped you combat the reasons that you could no longer care for them? Lost Our Home was founded in 2008 with the mission of keeping people and pets together. While Lost Our Home offers traditional adoption services for animals like Frank Sinatra, shameless plug, Frank Sinatra needs a home. Anyways, my favorite program that Lost Our Home offers is a simple concept, but the most impactful. The temporary care program provides 90 days of complete care for pets. These 90 days offer a way for people in crisis to focus solely on regaining stability in their lives while knowing their pets' needs are completely cared for. The temporary care program has helped families dealing with unimaginable crises, from homelessness, domestic violence, house fires, and hospitalizations. Having this emergency care for pets is Lost Our Home's way of supporting a community by keeping families together and in turn minimizing the need for animals to enter the rescue system and be rehomed. Now, dealing with the prospect of surrendering a pet on top of a personal crisis is emotionally draining, and the staff at Lost Our Home give so much to make sure that these pets are loved and cared for just like they would be at home. Nonprofit work doesn't have to be a thankless job. Tonight, I'm saying thank you to the staff at Lost Our Home. Now, one thing you'll notice is that I didn't talk about the significant costs it takes to provide programs like this to the community. The team at Lost Our Home makes sure that the animals in their care want for nothing, no matter the cost. They will fundraise, donate, and personally do whatever it takes. Tonight, I want to focus on the staff that gives everything they have to make a safe space for these animals. Compassion fatigue is real, and it's tough. To the staff at Lost Our Home, your community wants to thank you for everything you give, and hopefully we can give back a little to you tonight. A vote for Lost Our Home will help provide a well-deserved thank you to the amazing staff that care for these people and pets in crisis. Frank Sinatra and I thank you.
Wow, Stephanie, we thank you. And that was definitely awesome. So I saw so many of the amazing comments. I saw probably, right? And possum. Although it sounds like an opossum, but possum. And then there's been so many amazing comments about Mr. Frank Sinatra. So Frank is up for adoption, as are many other furry friends at Lost Our Home. So do check them out. That's so great.
Done.
Love it. But sorry, we were all muted, including me. So we're gonna go into our break here soon. But again, I wanna give you a couple of tips before we enter into our break. So you've heard from these 3 presenters, and I don't know if we can do this. I'm messing up the slide deck, but if we can pull up the 6 presenters for tonight and show them on the screen now, I think that would be a great reminder. So we've heard from 3 of them, right? We are halfway through tonight's presenters pitch, and every single one of them have been amazing, very worthy of tonight's cash prize. Again, it's $1,000, $500 more than last year. So thank you. Let's give a round of applause to Max, to Angel, and to Stephanie, whom we've heard from already. And then during break, I want to share that you will hear from, you'll get some information about our sponsors during the break. You'll also hear from the Ynpn Phoenix Membership Committee. And I also want to let you know to keep checking that chat box, right? We've got some raffle winners, and so those will be announced on the chat box. Want to make sure that you keep an eye on that. And then we also want to let you know on a little tip, if you want to stick around after the event, so after Leanne, after Molly, after Jesse, and after our final reveal for tonight's winner, you are able to ask any of the presenters questions. So if you want to ask any of them some direct questions, make sure you stay on after tonight's winner is announced. So we're going to give about 15 minutes for a break. We ask that you come back. We will start promptly at 7 o'clock. That is our Arizona time. I'm not sure for those of you that are joining us around the globe. But again, just take a look at your watch or at your laptop, and we will be joining back in about 15 minutes for the formal program. But at this time, I'm going to pass it over to the Ynpn Phoenix board, and you will hear from many of the board and committee members right now.
Thank you so much, Jarrett, and thank you to everyone who is on our call tonight. We are so grateful to have you this evening, and we are so excited to share these awesome missions from these awesome presenters, and it's just a thrill to have everyone here tonight. Bear with me. So I want to take a little time to thank our sponsors for this evening. My name is Drew Adams, and I am on the Ynpn Phoenix Board of Directors, as well as our Fund Development Committee, and I am chair of tonight's L.I.N.K event. So I just want to take a few moments to lift up tonight's sponsors. Thank you to L.I.N.K signature sponsors, 4Leaf Financial and Accounting, as well as a New Leaf, both of whom you'll hear from later in the evening. For now, during the break, I encourage you to check out pages 12 and 13 in your programs for more information about these incredible organizations. We'd also like to thank our silver sponsors, Arizona Community Foundation, Vitalist Health Foundation, and Roaming Hills. Julia Hill of Roaming Hills, especially for her fantastic design work on tonight's program and our L.I.N.K 2020 branding. Thank you also to our bronze sponsors, Perlman & Perlman, Attorneys at Law, and Sanford Institute of Philanthropy at Maricopa Community Colleges. We appreciate your dedication to the sector. Tonight's $1,000 L.I.N.K award is made possible by a grant from Ignite, sparked by Better Business Bureau, serving the Pacific Southwest. Better Business Bureau has been a longtime partner of Ynpn Phoenix, and we're honored to be an Empower Grant recipient. Last but not least, we'd like to thank our amazing MC, Jarrett Ransom. You've been hearing from her tonight. She's doing a phenomenal job. Nonprofit nerd and president and CEO of the Raven Group, for donating her time and talents tonight. We're always happy to partner with Jarrett and are thrilled to have her as part of tonight's festivities. We're grateful to all of these organizations and community partners for all their support of Ynpn Phoenix and ongoing investment in the Valley's nonprofit professionals and emerging leaders. L.I.N.K clearly changed a lot with COVID-19, affecting every aspect of planning for this year's event. But we were able to reschedule and bring you these 6 incredible stories of social change in large part because of our sponsors' support. So again, please join me in thanking them. And now my colleague Alex will share some information with you about Ynpn Phoenix and our work.
Thanks, Drew. So hi, everyone. My name is Alex Kuyamjeva, and I'm a member of the board, and I'm also co-chair of the Ynpn Phoenix Membership Development Committee. I know that many of you attending this evening are members, and I just want to sincerely thank each of you for your membership and especially sticking with us during this difficult year. For those of you who aren't yet members, I just wanted to share a little bit about what a Ynpn Phoenix membership includes. And while I talk about membership benefits, if our board members could add why they like being a member of Ynpn to the chat, so attendees can hear from you directly, I would really appreciate that. So as a member, you receive free admission to our regular events throughout the year, as well as discounted tickets to our signature events like this one. Your membership also includes access to our monthly newsletter and discounts and early access to our community partner events as well. But most importantly, you'll get to be a part of a really incredible network of young nonprofit professionals throughout the Valley, and you'll make valuable connections and friendships, and you'll grow a lot personally and professionally along the way. I know that I have during the time that I've been a member over the past few years. At Ynpn Phoenix, we have 3 different types of annual memberships. Our standard membership is $50 a year. For students, AmeriCorps Vista, and Public Allies, we do offer a discounted membership of $25 a year. And for organizations that have 3 or more members, we offer group memberships for $40 per person per year. So if you'd like to become a member, I'll put the link in the chat where you can join, and it's also on the slides that Drew is sharing. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to the Membership Development Committee at outreach@ynpnphoenix.org, and a member of our committee will be happy to help you. And you're more than welcome to reach out to me directly as well. I'll put the membership email as well as my personal contact info in the chat shortly. And thank you all, and I'll let you get back to the break.
All right, want to make sure everybody gets back. We're going to be starting here shortly, so make sure that you've taken some time to go to the bathroom, fill up your mug, your cocktail, your mocktail, whatever it is that you might be enjoying this evening during our networking time. And I won't call out who it was, only because I don't remember the name, but she said, I created this amazing like meat and cheese plate for the entire night and I already ate it all. So I hope you took some time to replenish your plate there. So we're going to move into our final 3 pitch presenters. And again, we've seen the initial 3. They were all amazing and outstanding. So we're going to queue up our 4th presenter. And we are going to hear from, very shortly, L.I.N. Murphy. And L.I.N. is the Regional Program Manager at Bring Change to Mind. So get ready to hear from L.I.N. Murphy. We will have her video queued up here, and then we'll move into our 5th and then our final presenter. So let's hear from L.I.N. now.
I'm L.I.N. Mental health is lit. We need to talk about it. Exactly 1 year ago, I was diagnosed with generalized anxiety disorder and depression. Although life was relatively good at the time, I was exhausted, angry, and fragile. After many months of denial cloaked in numerous attempts to fix it myself with exercise and meditation, the pain grew bigger than my body could hide with bright smiles and a can-do attitude. I needed help. I picked up the phone, called my partner, and asked him to help me find a therapist. I now realize that my delay in seeking help was due to stigma. A very wise friend recently said to me that stigma is the place where shame and loneliness meet. I can't tell you the number of times I questioned sharing my story. Vulnerability is scary, but when we share our stories, we create space for conversation, understanding, and community. You are part of this community because everybody here is someone or knows someone who lives with mental illness. In fact, according to the CDC, 1 in 5 Americans is living with a diagnosable mental health disorder. Oftentimes, symptoms begin showing up by the age of 14, but treatment usually is delayed by 8 to 10 years due to stigma. Suicide is a leading cause of death for subsets of Arizona youth. In the last 3 years, over 40 families in Maricopa County have lost a teenage child to suicide. And with the pandemic exacerbating loneliness, lack of access to resources, inequality, trauma, grief, and loss, youth are struggling more than ever. We need to talk about mental health as a common human experience. Last year, I joined the team at Bring Change to Mind as the Arizona Regional Program Manager. Bring Change to Mind's mission is to end the stigma and discrimination surrounding mental illness. Through widely distributed national public service announcements and our high school mental health club programs, we are reaching millions of Americans, seeding empathy and encouraging people to talk about mental health. Over the last year, Bring Change to Mind high school program clubs have launched at approximately 40 high schools throughout Arizona, engaging over 500 students in this critical work. Students are taking on the mission of mental health stigma through a robust model of community care. They are hosting self-care workshops and mental health assemblies, launching education campaigns, promoting crisis lines, building wellness rooms, and advocating for policy change on their campuses. Throughout the pandemic, many of these clubs have adapted to provide online refuge to students seeking community and connection. Data shows that the earlier youth seek mental health services, the better their outcomes. Our children deserve to thrive. Your vote to invest $1,000 in Bring Change to Mind will support 2 new clubs at 2 local high schools and provide outreach to hundreds of AZ youth. You can make a difference also by sharing your mental health story and replacing stigmatizing words like schizo, crazy, and insane with words like wild, absurd, and unbelievable. I'm still working on this. Checking in with a friend that you haven't heard from in a while is also very important. And I hope that if you're sitting in a place of loneliness and shame, that you take this as a sign to reach out and talk to someone.
Wow, thank you so much. So that was Leanne Murphy, and that was our 4th presenter. And Leanne, take a look at the chat box. You are getting so many great compliments there. Courageous, brave. It's a topic that we all need to talk about and to destigmatize. And absolutely, those word choices definitely matter. So thanks so much to Leanne. Moving into our 5th presenter of tonight's pitch event, we will hear from Molly Smithwick. And Molly is the fundraising coordinator at Read Better, Be Better. And I want you to take a quick look at Molly on the screen. She's got one of her best champions sitting right there with her. So hi to you. This is amazing. And we will get Molly's video here up for all of us to listen to. So here we go.
My name is Molly, and I think books are cool. Think about your favorite book. How many times have you read it? Do you remember the story of how you discovered this book? What does your copy look like? Now, think about when you met someone who also loved this book. Think about how excited you were to talk to someone about it and share thoughts and questions, your favorite parts and characters. It's such a special moment to share with someone. You connected with this person because you first connected with this book. You discovered something new in you while you read it, and when you meet someone who also discovered something new in them when they read it, you share this connection together. This is a powerful connection. It's special, it's important, it's transformative, and it's deeply human. I'm Molly, and I believe in the power of connecting through reading. I work for Read Better, Be Better, a 3rd grade literacy program that is based on this power. We partner a middle school student with a 3rd grader, 2 pivotal age groups that often predict future successes of their lives. A student who can't read proficiently by the end of 3rd grade is 4 times more likely to drop out of high school. And a middle school student who becomes disengaged during these years and fails 2 or more classes has a 76% chance of dropping out of high school. We engage this middle school student as a leader to a 3rd grader. Together, partners work through our reading comprehension program in order to improve concentration, the enjoyment of reading, and help develop a deeper understanding of what is being read. After just 10 weeks, 87% of our middle school students see themselves as leaders in their homes, in their schools, and in their communities, telling us that they now have what it takes to be a good leader. And our 3rd graders make incredible gains, sometimes jumping 2 entire grade levels in their reading. In fact, one of these 3rd graders was a student of mine. When I met Roxanne, she was quiet, shy, nervous, and reading at a kindergarten level. But after just 4 or 5 classes, she began reading with inflection, charisma, and confidence. Her teacher told me that she even started reading her test questions this way. And by the end of the semester, she was reading right where a 3rd grader should be. Her middle school partner, Daniel, became her mentor and her idol. She would look at him with adoration, love, and respect, and Daniel gleamed with pride. This is the power of connecting through reading. Their lives are forever changed because when you read with someone you love, you learn to love to read. And this power is continuing to happen in the home with middle school students and their younger siblings, working to improve those literacy and leadership skills that are more necessary than ever. During a time of devastating isolation, families are connecting through reading with Read Better, Be Better. Now think back about that moment when you met someone and you shared this connection of your favorite book, the excitement, the thrill, the uniqueness. Think about Roxanne and Daniel sharing this connection. Think about Roxanne becoming an independent reader and Daniel an empowered leader. This is happening now with Read Better, Be Better. Your vote tonight means that you also believe in the power of connecting through reading. Thank you.
Whew. I want to take a breath there. Molly, that was fantastic. Your passion is palpable. So thank you so much for sharing all that you did and for all that Read Better, Be Better does. So that was great. I love the comment here. Readers are leaders, and absolutely, books are cool. So we're going to move into our sixth, our final presenter. And I echo so many of you that have used tonight's chat box to say, wow, tonight's vote is going to be really hard because every single one of these missions is connected to, our core and who we are. So it's not going to be easy. We have one more presentation, one more pitch to round out tonight. And I want to welcome you to listen to Jesse's story. Jesse is a volunteer with Rape Aggression Defense Systems, and the acronym that they use is RAD. So let's watch Jesse's story.
My name is Jessie, and I'm here to teach women how to kick ass. Last year, I met a woman who had a thick purple scar that stretched from here to here. Her scar was rough and jagged, and it was impossible to hide. And there are so many women out there who have emotional and physical signs of domestic violence just like this. My name is Jessie, and I serve as a self-defense instructor for an organization called RAD, which stands for Rape Aggression Defense. And I met this woman last year in a class that I was teaching. In fact, at the end of our first session, she came and talked to me one-on-one, and she began to open up to me about what had happened to her. And she told me how her ex-husband had gotten drunk and angry one night and tried to kill her by pushing her against a wall and slicing a knife across her throat. The next day, when she came back into my class and we were practicing the first technique, she instantly made herself small and quiet. And that's a very common reaction because it's at this point in many survivors' lives that they choose to come take our class, that moment that they feel powerless. And that's why I do what I do. Because at RAD, we are dedicated to ending sexual and domestic violence within our community. We believe that self-defense training is not just for those who can afford it, but for those who need it. We even offer a lifetime return and practice policy, which means that once you go through one RAD class, you can attend any RAD class anywhere in the world completely for free to continue your self-defense training. Since our inception in 1989, we've served over 1 million women around the world. But our services are needed now more than ever before. According to the New York Times, the coronavirus has led to an increase in domestic violence cases because more and more people are stuck at home. And that's why I ask you for this $1,000 gift today, for the opportunity to purchase equipment for our new RAD program at Maricopa Community Colleges, where we have the chance to help thousands of women throughout the Phoenix Valley. Our 12-hour program and simulation training requires a variety of equipment, including our student safety suits. And the moment our students complete the program and they put that suit on, they completely change. They get excited and they take selfies and they kick ass. And that's exactly what happened to the woman with the scar. She put that suit on and she completely transformed into someone more confident and empowered and self-assured. A life-changing transformation in just 12 hours. But we have more work to do because we don't always know who this is happening to. It could happen to your mom or your grandma or even your little sister. And I ask for this gift, not just for the chance to buy equipment, but for what that equipment can help us do, for the techniques it can help us teach, for the lives it can help us save. So I ask you to think about the women in your life and help me help them. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jessie. That was phenomenal. And I will never see the word RAD any other way than how you have given us that meaning of it tonight. Very powerful, very powerful. So let's say congratulations and thanks to everyone, all the presenters tonight. Make sure you give Jessie her shout out because she's definitely worthy of her due time as well. It's really hard to sit back and watch all the presenters, and it is definitely a hard decision that we have tonight. So if you're ready, this is the time when we tell you how to cast your vote. So I feel like I'm doing a Dancing with the Stars episode or one of the other episodes of reality TV today. And really that is our case for tonight. So tonight for our L.I.N.K 2020 presenters, we want you to cast one vote per person. So take a look at your screen now, and to vote, what you need to do is text the number 574-699-4558 with the number next to the pitch presenter. So to vote for Max, you're going to text the number 1 to the 574 number. To vote for Angel, you will text the number 2. To vote for Stephanie, you will send the number 3 to the 574-699-4558. To vote for Leanne, you're going to text the number 4. For Molly, you're going to text 5. And for Jesse, you're going to text the number 6. So again, I want to clarify, the number that you're going to text is right here on the screen, 574-699-4558 with the presenter's number that correlates with their photo below. So we've got Max, Angel, Stephanie, Leanne, Molly, and Jesse. It's really difficult, Dempsey. I agree with you there. It's a really hard decision. Also want to encourage you to continue using the hashtag L.I.N.K 2020, and on any of your social media posts that you're sharing tonight, I've seen several already come up, is to make sure that you do tag Ynpn Phoenix. So we have about 10 minutes to cast your vote. And again, take a look at the screen. You're going to vote by texting the number 574-699-4558 with the presenter's number. Now, as we're doing this, I believe we're also going to hear from our signature sponsors. And we have the Ynpn group watching the cast of the votes, and they're going to come in and counted. It shouldn't take us a week or longer to recognize who the winner is tonight, but we will definitely have a winner this evening. So I need a little help from the Ynpn board. Maybe that's you, Drew, or maybe that's you, Julie. But are we moving now into the sponsors? Is there a video that we're watching, or should I go ahead and introduce Jill?
You can go ahead and introduce them. Thanks, Jarrett.
Perfect. So please help me welcome one of our signature sponsors from 4Leaf, and we're going to introduce both Jill Foley and Jen Dymek. So if the two of you will please share a little bit about 4Leaf, you may unmute yourself, turn on your video, and I'll pass it over to the two of you.
Hi, everyone. We are so excited to be here. 4Leaf exists to serve nonprofit and community-focused businesses. Now, your job is to make an impact on our community and ultimately change our world. This is a big undertaking. And we know in order for you to be successful, your organizations need strong organizational and financial foundations. And we hear over and over again, but I'm not an accountant. You don't have to be. We are here to empower you with the financial tools and knowledge you need to make the greatest impact. We leverage technology to make it easy for you to keep up with expenses and get nearly real-time financial information so you can make the best decisions possible. We also provide training and love to collaborate with you to make using financial information in your daily job easy and effective. So check out our website, look for our Ynpn workshops, and call us anytime with questions. We are here for you.
Hey everyone, we are supporters, sponsors, and champions of Ynpn Phoenix for many reasons. Jen and I first met while we were serving on the board of Ynpn, and through our board service, we grew a professional relationship, a friendship, and a mentorship. And in 2019, we added a formal business partnership in 4Leaf. Ynpn Phoenix is more than just a networking organization. They provide programming, events, and intentional networking opportunities that are worth their weight in gold. Our involvement in Ynpn over the years has netted us incredible contacts, deep friendships, and more referrals than you can count. Jen and I call ourselves the YNPN success story, because we literally would not be where we are today if it were not for our involvement with them. We want to say congratulations to all of the incredible speakers tonight. Your passion is evident and your stories were heartfelt. We can't wait to see who the audience has picked as tonight's winner. And thank you so much for allowing us the privilege of being one of your sponsors tonight.
Thank you so much. Thanks so much, Jen and Jill. It was phenomenal. Really great to have you on as signature sponsors. So thanks to Four Leaf. And I love truly how you shared that the YNPN Phoenix, group really formed your partnership. That's huge testament and witness to the power of the community with YNPN Phoenix. So thank you both so much. Next, we will hear from Tanner Swanson, and Tanner will come to us from A New Leaf. Now, again, Tanner also was instrumental in tonight's pitches. He did the videos, he did the editing, and has really stepped up and helped tremendously for YNPN Phoenix. So, Tanner, let's hear from you.
Well, hi, everyone. I'm so happy to be here, and I was just so excited because I had made all these videos and I knew what they were, and I've just been waiting to show them to everybody. So I hope you enjoyed them. I work for A New Leaf. We are one of the largest social services nonprofits in the Valley, and I had a hard time voting this time because we do just about everything that a lot of these speakers organizations do. We're kind of in there working with them, from homelessness to domestic violence to mental health to education. We do all of that, and that's a big reason that we're an investor in YNPN. A New Leaf is a big investor in AFP, the Association of Fundraising Professionals, as well as several other professional associations, because we know how important it is to invest in the sector's vitality. And I was actually instructed by my boss, Joe Doolin, to seek out a good organization to sit in that would represent youth. And YNPN was like by far the single one that I wanted to join. And that's why A New Leaf is such a big investor with YNPN, because it really draws together, I know just from meeting people on this board, the number of collaborations that our organizations have had have just been really fantastic. And so I encourage you, really do, I saw people dropping in LinkedIn things, links, absolutely, like, click those, add people. I know I even have at least 30 to 40 people just added that I did not know personally. And now I see them every single day on my Facebook and LinkedIn profile, and I know their children's names. So it's a really good way to get to know people and build a real network. I was speaking all the other points that people made, but you can't say it enough. YNPN is just a really good place for people to meet. So A New Leaf is super excited to be a partner in this. I'm not going to pitch you for donations because we're all here for that. But I really appreciate, we appreciate just the chance to work with YNPN in the first place. So thank you.
Okay. All right, let's get some drum rolls, people. Let's get really excited. Yeah, okay. So I'm gonna turn on, let's see what I need here. Okay, so I'm really excited. This is going to be our L.I.N.K 2020 winner, and I literally just wrote it. If you saw me, I literally just sealed it. So, okay, so tonight's winner for $1,000. Let's hear the drum rolls or something. I need some noise. Oh, you're probably all muted right now. So rip this open, and the L.I.N.K 2020 winner goes to Molly. Congratulations, Molly. Yes, awesome. So Molly, go ahead and unmute yourself. We would love to hear directly from you tonight if you are comfortable. Hope that you are. Otherwise, you can use the chat box.
Thank you so much. Well, this shows just how much it means to us. I would like to say that thank you for everyone that's here, for taking the time and being a part of this night. And thank you. This goes to the kids that have been the families that are in our program now and the kids and families that will be in our program in the future. The magic that happens in Read Better, Be Better is happening. And when we can, I invite all of you to come with me to a school and see the magic that is happening. Because it truly is transformative, like I said in my pitch. And I just want everyone to know that I appreciate everything that you've done. So thank you. And I miss all of our students and I miss all of our families, and someday we'll be with them again. So thank you everyone so much.
Yay, awesome. Thank you so much, Molly. It was wonderful, and congratulations to you and Read Better, Be Better. Someone made a really great comment that we should read your acceptance speech. So as soon as you can get that posted, why don't you post that for us to read. Hey, we're not done tonight, so congratulations to Molly, and congratulations truly to all of the amazing pitch presenters that we heard this evening. Now, YNPN Phoenix, as well as myself, I was in on this. We've been keeping a secret from you. So if you're ready to hear a secret, we are ready to share this with you, because it is time to share that absolutely all of your incredible work has paid off. And for your patience with the postponed event, we are really pleased and excited to share the secret with you. So the other 5 presenters and speakers will be receiving $100 as an honorable mention prize. So let's give a round of applause to all of the other amazing pitch presenters of this evening. All of you will be receiving $100, and that is a secret that we've been keeping from you. So I hope that that's wonderful. And I want to thank you all for joining us this evening, especially in a crazy year that 2020 has been, but it's been great to see all of you. It's been great to link up. It's been wonderful to hear from the presenters, to see the helpers and those that are in the arena. So I want to bring on now at this time, Julie Huber, YNPN Phoenix. She will round us out tonight for this evening's closing remarks. And remember to stay on so that you can talk to the presenters themselves. That's it for me, Jarrett Ransom, the nonprofit nerd. It's been a true honor.
Can we hear it for Jarrett? I mean, how incredible was our MC tonight? Thank you so much. So I want to do what I would say is an equivalent of a wardrobe change on Link or on Zoom, and put up my "Do you want to join a committee" background that I'm doing a terrible job of revealing. That is a very big saying for us, because it's just such an easy way to get involved with YNPN. If you were inspired tonight, we encourage you to get to know a board member, get to know another member, join another one of our events, just get involved. And we love to see you at all of our events. So our next event is actually the State of the Sector. It's December 16th. It's a chance to talk about the state of the nonprofit sector in Arizona. 2020 has brought both disruption and deep discussion to nonprofits, their leaders, and constituents. This is an opportunity to reflect on the year and have conversation on the future and what a more impactful and equitable sector looks like. So I hope to see you at State of the Sector. And I certainly couldn't leave the event without a lot of thank yous. So many people made this night a success. I got someone to join the committee, except he already is. Oh man. Anyway, I really want to thank our sponsors, especially 4-Leaf and A New Leaf. We couldn't do what we do without you. I want to thank our incredible MC again, Jarrett, who just brought so much light to this event. I want to thank Alyssa Williams, who's the incredible artist that we commissioned to create a beautiful piece for tonight. So if you haven't seen that in your email, check that artwork out. It is incredible. I want to thank Ashley Wright for the training that he gave to our speakers. I think that lasts even longer than our prizes, is that training that you get. I want to thank all of our Link team volunteers, and especially our Link chair, Drew Adams. Oh my gosh, big round of applause for Drew and everything he did to make this possible. I want to thank our entire board, which put so much into spreading the word and ensuring Link would be a success. And I want to thank our presenters for all they do in the world and for their hard work on their pitch videos. Incredible. Thank you for giving us such a hard decision tonight. It was incredible. But most of all, I want to thank all of you for coming tonight. I have to think back to what Chris said in the beginning, that this is so much about community, and you've built community tonight, and you've shown your support for people, and that just gives me all the good feels, and I hope you feel them too. So I invite you to stick around for an informal Q&A and to relax a little bit more with us if you'd like, but otherwise have a great evening, and we'll see you at State of the Sector. Thanks so much.